Welcome to Throttle Edge, guys. Right now, these two are the most talked about adventure bikes that we have in the market today. The new BMW F450 GS arrived, but it's not test ridden yet, and we don't know much about it, so we won't compare that. But today we have two guys, Srinivas, who owns the Himalayan 450, and Daksh, who owns the KTM 390 Adventure S. And we're not going to talk about spec sheet, but actual user experience as to how the bikes are individually. And it's going to be a comparison, but not spec sheet comparison. So let's start. So first thing first, how long have you guys owned these bikes? You, the KTM, and Shri, obviously the 450. So let's Shri start.
I have had the Himalayan for about 2 years now.
Okay.
The experience has been phenomenal. The bike is extremely easy to ride and you can take your bike anywhere.
Okay.
A lot of people have this assumption that Himalayan is an adventure motorcycle only. However, I would very much like to break that notion and say out loud that it is an all-purpose motorcycle. If you want to go on an adventure, the adventure starts right outside your house, and that's where Himalayan shines the most.
Amazing.
Basically, anywhere.
Right. What about you?
So I owned this bike last year, but it's been 1 year since April. And there's a tag that goes along with the KTM. It's a long running tag, which is obviously not true. It's totally on the rider. But yeah, the HM 390 is a different category of a bike itself. Obviously, it has its pros and cons, but
How many kilometers have you done on it?
so right now it must be around 13 and a half, close to 40,000
In a year.
in a year.
And what about you?
I've done 20,000 in 2 years.
Nice.
So, not that behind.
So basically, both of you ride the bikes in the city and highway, and
Both.
you all have off-road
It's a
experience
mix.
as well.
Yes.
Because we have bad roads in India, obviously. So city and highway and bad road mix.
Yes, I practice on roads for the trails.
Why did you buy the KTM 390? What stood out for you on this bike?
When the KTM was launched, right around I think February or January 2025, there were not many bikes, adventure bikes to say, but around. Basically, they were just Himalaya, which was already out. For me, I felt that it was a bit heavy compared to the KTM. So I thought of going for a lighter bike since I had sold my GT 650 and I was like, I'll go for a lighter bike, a bit lighter bike.
Okay.
Although it's 10-15 kilos lighter, but still.
But what would you say, like when you rode the bike for the first time, what stood out?
The engine?
That's the positive part of it.
No. I mean, coming from a parallel twin to a single cylinder, there's a huge difference, obviously.
Right.
Smoothness on the engine is not there.
You got
There are too
vibrations.
many vibrations, basically. So that was really new for me.
Okay.
So yeah, even owning a Classic N50, I didn't face this much vibration, but yeah, it lacks the engine smoothness.
Okay. What stood out for you when you? Why did you choose the Himalayan?
I want to make content. That's the most truthful answer that I can give. Yes, what you said, coming from a parallel twin to a single cylinder makes a huge difference, but I have a parallel cylinder and a single cylinder. So I feel the difference almost every day, and I just wanted to make number one content. That's why I bought the Himalayan, and then I really wanted to take some motorcycle for touring and long rides also, since I wanted to limit the usage of my Interceptor to the city only,
Okay.
because I've done a lot of motor. That's
Definitely.
Yeah.
So the KTM feels more of a energetic machine, I would say, and Himalayan more of a calm.
What the word goes around is more like peppy.
Yes.
We could say that as well.
KTM has a much peppier engine. I've ridden that also.
basically,
Yeah, you exchanged the bikes when you all went on the Ladakh trip as well.
Ladakh. So basically, at that point of time, we were like, okay, linear, peppy.
Yes, extremely.
Although it has its differences, both the bikes
Pros
are
and
great.
cons,
They have
definitely.
Both the
pros and
bikes
cons,
are
yes.
great. They are like super good. No doubt. The suspension of the Himalayan, the basically ergonomics of the
Yes,
whole
yes.
bike
Correct.
compared with the KTM is literally worlds apart, basically.
Because if we suggest anybody that this is better than this or vice versa, it will be extremely unfair.
Right.
What I usually suggest and what should be the norm also,
Go test ride.
take test rides of both bikes, multiple test rides, and whatever vibes with you, go for it.
Not even both bikes, any bike. keep taking a
Yeah,
test
yeah.
ride, keep asking people, keep
Correct.
talking with them, the owners. Just ask them
But the
questions.
owner's experience would be very different from what you would experience when you ride the bike.
So
For example, the way you love
yes,
positives
but
of the KTM, I
at
might
some
not.
point you will find some uh,
Common aspects.
like a certain amount of people that actually do what you intend to do.
Okay.
So that will be if you talk to people. If you talk to owners, then only you'll get to know the considering the
Because we both know that we all three live in Delhi, Gurgaon. So, considering the heat right now, has the bike ever stalled because of high temperature,
high
high?
temperature. I have never faced such issue. I
Okay.
don't think many people have faced such issue. That is
No,
I
then
think probably
that
with
is
the
an
new
extreme
engines, they're
level.
not.
That
Because
is
when
an
I
extreme
owned the
level.
2016 KTM Duke, I had that experience wherein if it's too hot, the bike would stop. I had to wait under a shade
I have
just
never
to make
since
sure that the
I've
bike
never
cools
lived
down.
in Ladakh and Spiti.
nothing happened.
So I think the
Nothing
new
happened.
engines are much better.
Nothing
What
happened.
about the Himalayan?
It's same, nothing happened. It's like the most smoothest engine that you ever feel on. But yes, it does have vibrations, which everybody talks about. You just get used to it. They're not a deal breaker according to me. That's what it is. But there are certain things that I would like to do to improve the bike even more now. Because I know Pathpavers helps us change tires also. They have aftermarket suspensions also. So great. I would definitely love aftermarket foot pegs because foot pegs of the Himalayan are a little on the looser end.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
definitely.
see that.
Right.
See that lag over there? That's a little loose. So definitely I would want to change those. The braking can be better. The center pads are what Ari recommends,
Right.
which is good enough. But there are other options of centered brake pads which Parkers also have, which can be really, really good. Yes, definitely tires. Tires improve a lot. These are C8 ones. They are hard compound. They will last you about 18, 17,000 kilometers. Cheap as hell, but if you want more performance,
You need to upgrade to the better
Yes,
ones.
Yes, exactly.
But
So you can enhance slightly your riding more. That's
Cool.
what I'm saying. And Parkers
What-
can help you do that.
what do you think about the bad road conditions and off roads? How do these perform?
Oh.
I'm not sure. Like you've taken a lot.
Is it
You've
about
taken a
bad
bike.
roads or off road?
We have it. It's same in India. Both are same.
So
Both.
yeah, it's all right. Like it does get you from point A to point B. That's so fun. But at
Regardless of any hurdles around you.
yeah, that's true.
That's what it is. Because these 21-inch wheels, they can conquer anything.
These are the same wheels. 21,
Same.
21, 17, 7.
Yep.
Right. But there might be
For
some
the-
difference, right? Like when you talk about bad roads, for example, you guys went to Ladakh, right? You all exchanged the bikes, you all rode it for a couple of kilometers. What was the difference that you felt compared to you riding a KTM and you riding a Himalayan at that moment? And what about you, the vice versa?
For me, I felt obviously the Himalayan is a bit heavy on the top sides. On the
Top heavy,
side.
right?
Yes,
It's a
it
bit
is.
heavy, which is also and has its pros also because since in Ladakh, Rohtang Pass and all, when the high winds come in, like you can feel it. You'll feel the bike wobble. Even in Spiti, when the weather was
Yep,
getting
yep.
worse, the wind
Bike
was
was.
so drastic. Like on my bike, on KTM, the bike literally lost speed.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
it's
of the
down
winds.
from 70 to 40, 30 kilometers per hour. That strong wind and like it just pushed my bike away. I was like, it was very bike. So that's the issue.
Because the Himalayan is top heavy, it helps. That particular design helps its
Stability on
maintain
the
its
road.
line. It can be on a straight line. It can not saying that it's something that you get used to it very quickly. No, you don't because it's heavy. You will feel difficulties moving around in the parking lot.
Understood.
Which in this case you will not.
Yeah, because it's pretty light.
Yeah.
I think what 170, 180 kgs.
Yeah, around
Still
that.
updated stand भी तो है अब.
It's easier to
Makes it
push it
much
up and
easier
down.
to
Yeah,
push it down and
definitely.
Not saying that RE is better than KTM. No.
But when you talk about bad roads, see what I meant is both have good suspension.
Yes.
And I have ridden the Himalayan a lot.
Yep, yep.
And I love the suspension on the Himalayan when it comes to stock suspensions that are provided by the company.
Yep.
And on bad roads, they perform absolutely well. I'm not sure because I haven't ridden your bike.
The Himalayan suspension are pretty good. Show suspension.
Because you've got adjustability as well.
From stock itself.
That doesn't matter a lot. Adjustability doesn't matter a lot. It's since RE has done this in a good job. They made it such a suspension that you don't need to change anything and it does everything.
Right.
That is a different aspect compared to a adjustable suspension, that is a different kit because see, a person who is into off-road knows how to change the suspension settings basically, know in the sense that and knows how to adjust it, how to if he's going for a tour, how to adjust the suspension for his preference. That which is going on a certain terrain, he wants that particular suspension setting. He can do it at that spot, which is not there with the Himalayan at the on the front suspension. But simply speaking, an experienced person will like the KTM more a bit because there is adjustability. That's all.
But the same adjustable factors kind of overwhelms any user.
Definitely,
there are so
but
many things to tinker around. What do I do?
You can get it tinkered around even from Pathpavers also if
Yes.
you want to get your suspensions tweaked. If you want to get your suspension 4-point change into a denser 4 or any air compression ratio, whatever it is, you want to get changed, you can get it changed according to your weight.
Correct.
Whatever you want,
Yeah.
you can get it customized. So that totally depends on the person. But it doesn't make much of a difference except for the general public because the general public does not want to get into this stuff.
Adjustability.
There's only like 5% of people that want to get into this stuff, but the rest 95 they want to ride the bike and go for long tours and all, which Himalayan is better because RE is everywhere compared to.
But I wanted to ask, what would you like to improve on KTM?
if you had an option,
I mean, your personal thing. Like I know,
Just
for
on
example,
the
I know for the
bike
fact
or-
that you've increased the seat height. It's a
Yeah,
custom
so-
seat now.
So
yes, that's Karul Buck seat.
Yeah,
yeah, that's cool.
that's not a bad thing. It's a very good thing.
It's a very smart thing that he's done basically because the brand doesn't provide you with a rally seat, so he made himself a rally seat.
Yeah, the brand provides with the touring seat, which is a bit taller than the stock seat, but still it's not that high. This one is a bit higher than the normal seat because I go for off roads usually.
You can see that on the bike as well. There's a lot of battle scars.
Not bad. It's full of mud pie.
I mean, that's the beauty, right?
Right.
It's
Definitely.
supposed to be like that.
Yeah. Change the suspension basically. So this suspension has a travel of 200 mm front and
Same as this.
same as the Himalayan. But I don't think the camera can see it. Today I got my patch plate all jammed up
Okay.
under the belly. So basically I bottomed it up.
Okay.
On the other side, I would like the suspension to be more rigid, more like the Adventure R.
That's a 30 mm more.
Yeah.
That's 30 mm more, but yes, I agree with your part. That's 30 mm more will make a slight difference. 18-inch tire, but what it will do is it will increase the
Ground clearance.
ground clearance. It will increase, so at least it will help you. And it's a bit stiffer. The suspension of the Adventure R.
It's
stiffer
no
than
spec is
this.
life is deeper than this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I got this tweak, the front suspensions, it is a bit stiffer than the normal ones that
stock
is out
ones.
there in the market.
So the stock one it's a little stiffer.
A little because I got the ratios and all same. Other than that, if this was a parallel plate, this would have been the format bike, which I think is going to be launched
Anytime soon.
Next year maybe.
What do you guys feel like the bike? Obviously, before traveling anywhere, you go on the highways and then you take the bad roads or the mountains. Does it have a lot of vibration?
Very too many vibrations. There's only a certain point where you can like cruise on the bike on a certain speed. That's around 100 and 120. Beyond that or below that, it's very you just feel the vibrations. It's not that big.
What about you?
So there are vibrations, of course. As soon as you cross 95 up until 120, there are lots of vibrations.
And then after that, it just settles.
Before that and after that, there are no vibrations.
Yeah, I would like.
That's
to
the
add
sweet
that-
spot.
The sweet spot में बहुत vibration है. But that's okay.
You get used to
handle
it. Yeah.
those by improving. You're adding grip puppies on your handlebars, better
That's
foot pegs.
slight changes that you do to the bike that
Yeah,
makes
But
it comfortable for you.
This engine, if you rev higher, if you go on the higher mark, the engine will feel smooth. That's how fast the piston goes.
It's a high revving engine.
Yeah, because it wants you to.
Yeah.
It keeps telling you, push me harder.
It tells you to
what she
push
said.
harder.
But the KTM has more performance
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
talk about highway riding and even general as well.
It makes it exciting, obviously, because if you turn on the
Ignition.
off-road mode,
Okay.
not the ignition. So if you turn on the off-road mode, it gets some more peppiness to it. Obviously, it won't matter much, but yeah, a little bit of playing, front play goes along. Compared to Himalayan, I think Himalayan is more smooth,
It is. Power band is very linear.
Yeah.
But what are the things that usually people don't talk about before buying the bikes? Like even your experience as well.
They
Like
don't test ride.
that's obviously
That's the
people
number one
don't do
thing
that.
they
You
don't
should do
First is
that.
test
Everyone
ride.
needs to test ride the
Yes.
bikes.
First is test ride. Second, I would say that wait out the first batches of any new bike that comes out. Wait it out. Wait it out for 6 months, 8 months. Let it be in the market. Let it be on the road first. Take lo. Watch it. Take some reviews from the people riding it. Then go for it.
That's when content creators come in handy because they review everything.
Right. So you have an experience with your Himalayan, which is more like a very anything and everything kind of a bike that does everything and anything, right?
Yeah.
City, highways, bad roads, it does it well, and you don't need anything else to like make those things much better. Like obviously you can change the suspensions like you did on the Interceptor, but when you talk about the Himalayan, it comes stock with a beautiful suspension. When you talk about the KTM, it's again a bike that has a lot of power. It's lightweight, feels like very nimble to ride on the city as well as highways, bad roads. But when you talk about the vibrations, that is one negative point of it. But also another thing that I want to ask you, especially when the KTMs are running right now in India, the LC4 engines, what about the engine oil situation that is there? Because I know that you faced twice. Like you went to Ladakh, you came back, and mid ride you had to fill your engine oil because it was empty.
So this might take a bit longer than usual, I think, if I start talking. But yeah, there is some issue with the engine oil consumption. I agree that this engine is built in such a way that it constantly needs fuel,
Higher.
constantly needs the engine oil to keep the engine working in a good manner.
But have you figured it out with the KTM brand itself? Like, have you spoken to the service center guys? What can be done best?
So I'm very skeptical about it. This might not come out in a good way, but I feel that service center people need to do a better job at handling customers because even they are not sure what is the issue. Either you have to open up your engine, they'll check, or you'll have to make some runs. Basically, to check how much engine oil is being consumed. First, you'll have to run a few kilometers, say 200, 500. You have to measure it. First, just change the engine oil, measure the engine oil, how much the engine oil is there, and run it for 500 kilometers. Check the engine oil, how much has decreased. Then again, for 1,000 kilometers, it go like that's what they said that we'll do this way.
It'll take a lot of time.
It's too much
a lot of
time
time.
taking.
Ask them to take the bike to Spiti and come back.
I mean, yeah,
And send me pictures.
Yeah. But
I'd rather be sponsored by them, but
so basically, the service center guys are not technically
they
sound.
should be trained more. But still, these issues, I don't think. I think every bike has their own issue.
I was just about to
Definitely.
come on that.
Every
because
bike has their own issue.
we are not trying to scare you into not buying either of these. We're just talking about what
The experiences have been.
we faced, the issues that we faced, and you guys can learn from those issues. That's all that there is. So next,
There's nothing negative about this. It's common.
You're probably your negative with the KTM might be his positive, and your positive about the Himalayan might be his negative. So you never know.
Yeah.
It's just experiences that we want to talk about and share with you guys so that you know what works best. Because he's a rider who I've been seeing since past 2 years, who rides in the dirt, and he likes to fall, put himself in the mud, and come back with a big smile.
It's called falling for the views.
Right. And Srinivas, on the other hand, is the guy you would see if he sees a patch of water, he'll avoid it. He'll slow down, he'll avoid it, and he'll stop, wipe his bike. So that is the clean guy that he is.
Outfit says more than.
No, because I'm more of an interceptor guy. That's why I'll avoid water on interceptor, not on Himalayan. Himalayan, I'll go through it.
Through it.
Yeah.
He'll
Not on
splash
interceptor.
water.
Not on interceptor. But anyways, like let's come back to the topic now.
So what do you think, guys? Who should go for these bikes? Like individually. What about you?
So someone who wants to come to Himalayan 450 is certainly someone who has done a lot of touring on his classic 350 or any other lower end bike, and now he just wants to expand his skill and
Or wants to experience
travel
adventure?
destinations, because Enfields classic 350 can go anywhere, not compared to this.
But is it more of
more
a
fun-loving, more easy to ride, has a lot of not overwhelming amount of tech, but has a lot of tech to it that makes your life easy. For example, the maps.
right?
Yeah.
And would you say that it's a bike that if someone wants to start with an adventure category, like is it the first bike that they can consider?
I wouldn't do that because A, it's top heavy. B, it requires some amount of skill to actually learn and master it. There's a learning curve to it. You just can't hop on it and then just go. Because even if on 30 speeds, if you try to stop a fall, you'll end up damaging yourself.
Right.
So you don't do that. It's just get your experiences on a lighter bike, on an Xpulse or a
But more of an adventure
Kawasaki.
bike in the terms of like not going on the trails, but on the highway as well. This works best, right? What about you?
KTM is also a good bike for touring. Also, you can do it.
Definitely.
It's a good bike. It's not that.
It's got cruise control, which makes it easier for the rider to.
So
this
there
one
are
doesn't have that
different-
cruise control.
Yeah, right. And you don't need to face the vibrations. You just need to touch the handlebars.
it's not even cruise control. It's cruise control and it's speed control as well. So there's a setting. You just change it and just set some speed. The RPM will not go beyond. The speed will not go beyond the speed set by. So that's also so basically you know children's.
It's like locking the speed.
Parental lock.
Parental lock. Simple as that.
That's what I said. This has a lot of features.
Right.
Which is good. Not
Yeah.
saying it's bad, but this one has just the right one that you
So
need.
can we just sum it up by saying that KTM is a more exciting machine to ride,
KTM is a
and
bit more aggressive.
this one is a more mature and comfortable and
Yes.
calm bike.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I completely
That's true.
But,
this is a bit calm. This is a bit
Crazy.
Yes.
And I just want to end it up by asking you guys another question. That is, what do you think about the F450 GS that has come up?
I can't comment anything on it. I'm yet to take a test.
But the
ride and
specs and everything is out. You might have seen journalists talking about it. And yes, one of the journalists is still
Looking at
left to write.
looking at a spec sheet is completely different experience than actually feeling the experience in itself.
Okay, right.
I'll reserve my comments up until I ride a F450 GS. But
what do you
I
think?
want.
basically I want to decide the F450. Then only I guess it because in some issues with it also
Which is?
regarding the clutch and all the.
I rode it yesterday. So I had a
How
very
was
good
it?
experience.
How
Like,
was
I really like, there's something with the bike. Basically, the bike
Yeah,
rolling back.
Yeah, there's some issue regarding that and on an inclines. Yeah,
It
inclined
won't-
hill or some.
You park the bike, then the bike might come back.
Yeah.
But for that also,
Not even park. If you're going up on the first gear, right, you don't need the clutch. I believe which I'm.
yeah, obviously you don't
You don't
need
need the clutch. You just go on the first gear, go ahead, go fly in that incline, you will whatever it is, hit where you want like turn or something or you want to roll back, instantly rolls back. Like you can't even stop it over. Basically, it can't
So
park
basically,
over there.
what you're trying to say
There's
is
some issue, I don't
something
know, I
which
might
I've read
be wrong,
about
but-
and seen in videos is
I did.
when you haven't. So basically, the thing is, it's when we usually go on trips and when we stop at a particular location, and if there's a small steep surface where we usually park the bike, like park as in just put the side stand, get off the bike, the engine is off, but you haven't turned off the key. So the bike usually comes back because of the e-clutch system. So I spoke to the BMW guys here in Gurgaon, and what he suggested is the best option is, and the thing that should have been mentioned is the fact that you have to not lock the handlebar, but just turn off the key fob.
Is that work?
That is how the bike will stop. If you keep it on and just kill the switch, if the bike is light and everything is on, the bike will come back. But if you turn it off, it won't. That is when it engages the gear. By default, when you keep it on, the bike will always be in the first gear, but it will use that e-clutch system because of which it will roll back. But it is a fun machine. I rode it for 15.
No doubt it is. But
I rode it for 15-20 minutes.
I
It's a
would
fun
suggest
machine.
let's reserve our comments up until we write it.
But
Then
definitely,
we'll have this
we'll,
more discussions.
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I've seen you ride. I've seen him. I live with him almost every day. So it's a great experience. We got a good idea about what these bikes are because there are two individual riders from a different perspective. One is a maniac, the other one is a calm gentleman that we have right now with us. And if you guys have any questions, more to ask, you can definitely comment. Thank you so much for watching Throttle Itch. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for having me. Awesome. So, बंदूक क्या होगा?
क्या पका रहा है भाई?
अरे यार इतनी मेहनत करवाई अब मैंने कोक भी डाल दी